I love you. Creaking out. I like me a rocking chair, and I've been noticing recently when I edit the videos that I can hear my rocking chair pretty much in the headphones, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm that kind of old person. I like to sit in my rocking chair and read my books, and
well,
I'm the Green Traveler from
hear my chair. You could definitely hear my gamer chair, which it's like one that streamers buy, and I thought for that reason it'd be quiet, but maybe there's something I could do to make it more quiet. Not sure.
I mean, it's probably just for their butts since they gotta sit a lot.
That's true. It is comfy. It has lumbar support.
It's good stuff. I don't got that in my rocking chair.
It's also
my back is curving in like a C.
It also has a little neck pillow. I'm the Faceless Leon, and this is a podcast about movies and TV called Green and Faceless on the Couch. And it's 4/20. At least it's supposed to be when we release this. The April of the 20th. And
the April of the 20th. Yes. We've been trying to, unintentionally, I feel like, but we've been doing, like, the holidays each month so far this year. Like, we did, they weren't holidays, but, like, we recognized Black History Month in February. Sure. Mm-hmm. We recognized International Women's Day.
That's true,
or month or whatever. I don't know. That one's still, I don't know if it's a month or a day.
It should be a month.
Confused. It should be a month, but I feel like it's usually just a day. Anyways, it's weird. But why not continue that into the biggest holiday of April? No, not Easter.
Oh, God.
420, baby. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, no. We became that podcast. So... we are here with a new playlist that we decided we would do once a year in honor of this day, 420, for no particular reasons. So this movie we're talking about the Cheech and Chong movies. So this is the Cheech and Chong playlist. Welcome.
Yep. It's going to take many years to complete.
Yes.
It'll be funny.
It will.
Maybe. It'll be like this movie. It'll be exactly like what you expect a high to be. I'm not going to say that I am a studier of this profession of stonerdom. But this movie is very much like your typical high. It's got some, really good, hilarious moments where you're just laughing nonstop and you're happy about everything. And then some just long drags where you're just like, what the fuck's really going on right now, man? Like, you're just tagging along and you don't really know what's going on, but you're just there. And then, it goes back up and you're laughing. Yeah, and you're laughing again and you're having a good time. And then at the end, you're kind of sleepy.
So this movie, by the way, is called Up in Smoke. And I believe the Green Traveler just gave their final statement about it,
and the summary. Even.
Safe travels, good night. So,
hey, thanks for being here. we make a video that's 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. That's every single episode's purpose.
Okay, all right. So,
well, yeah, let's be serious. Let's go through this movie.
Let's be serious about this movie. So
something Cheech and Chong couldn't be.
Could not be. So, Cheech and Chong, being Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong, I believe they had a novelty band together, right? I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. They were, they had a lot of stuff going on. And by the time of this movie, they'd been around for at least a decade, I'd say. They're doing their comedy routine. They definitely have songs. This whole movie is filled with songs by them.
Definitely.
And it's kind of funny.
Oh, yeah, they're hilarious.
And,
Up in Smoke is one of the songs. This was in 78, in 1978.
Yeah, and my dad definitely knew quite a few of their songs because I remember him singing them a lot. They were not appropriate, but that is our family MO. Is like we all loved it. It's funny shit. It's just stupid out the wall. It's like,
it's really stupid.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
really good stuff. You wonder how I got to where I am today. let me tell you a story about my family.
So, in this, though, they are not actually portraying themselves, characters of themselves, which I thought they would be. They are playing Pedro and Anthony, but he just goes by Man because it's, but his full name is Anthony Man Stoner.
Yeah, Chong is Anthony Man.
Yeah,
yeah. Both of them. Like, I think it's hilarious that one of the characters is called Man. I don't think, I really can't remember at all when anybody asked them their names. I know that they say man all the time, both of them,
right?
Like nonstop. They're like, "Hey, man, come on, man, what you doing, man?"
Are they always talking to Tommy? So they do make sure you know that Cheech's name is Pedro in it, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the only one I do remember him.
Cheech's
I do remember him because that's how they
quick.
meet. When they meet up, neither of them are really friends at the beginning. Man gets kicked out of his house by his parents.
Yeah, he's
because they say
rich.
Yeah, they're basically like, they tell him it's like, you need to get a job or get the fuck out, and he gets the fuck out, and he ends up pretty much stranded on a highway. He's trying to hitchhike, and he's got his shirt done up in a belly shirt, and he's got things stuffed down his shirt to make it look like he has boobs.
Yeah,
and Tommy Chong had long hair back and a big beard. He's almost always had that.
Yeah.
Not there's some times, but yeah, and it's hilarious because Cheech is kind of just a pervert, and he's just driving by. He tried to hit on a couple of ladies at a bus stop, I believe, and they told him
who are
to
literally
buzz off.
Billed as jailbait.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Jesus. But yeah, after striking out with them, he looks across the street and sees Chong, or Man, sorry, he sees Man done up like a lady, and he's just like, "Oh my god!" And he swings over there real fast, gets incredibly disappointed when he offers the ride and discovers it's a man. And then that's when they introduce themselves, and he's just like, "I'm Pedro."
Yeah,
and like.
And then what happens, what makes this movie what it is that Cheech is like, well, actually, yeah, Cheech offers to smoke him out and pulls out what ends up being a toothpick at first. And then he pulls out this like crumpled up joint and hands it over to Man, and he's like, this is a shitty joint, man, or something like that. And then he's like, I got a joint I've been saving for a special occasion, man. And he pulls out what's gotta be like a fucking toilet paper roll or something. Yeah, it's huge. and he lights it and he smokes it, and he's like, hey man, be careful, this will take you places. And he's like, there isn't any weed that I can't. What the hell is that?
Oh my god,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I do love it.
That's
and do you remember what was in that massive burrito joint?
Weed.
No, Labrador feces.
Oh, that's
the dog
right.
Ate his weed, and he had to follow the dog around.
He's like,
until it pooped out all of his weed.
I forgot. Pedro's like, did we just smoke dog shit?
And then Tommy Chong fucks it all up because, I mean, it's going to sound like we're just telling you the entire movie, but there literally is no story. It is a stoner film. It's one of the first stoner films.
There's some stuff, but there's not anything to really call it a plot.
Yeah, there's no arc at all. It is just the events of two stoners. And that's what makes it a stoner film. You know, it's one of the first. They pioneered a whole genre basically.
Yeah.
But after he realizes, after Cheech discovers that they just smoke dog shit, he's just like, he starts to have a panic attack, like straight up. And trying to calm him down, Chong gives him what he thinks are downers, and turns out to actually be acid.
And he's like, I've never done any acid. And Tommy Chong is like, dude, you just took more acid than I've ever seen anyone take in my life.
It's good shit, man. It's so stupid.
And that's all in one car ride. That is how they meet each other. And so
this movie has like 5 different acts, and each act is its own little vignette, and are just like barely tied together at all. It's just like continuing chain of events, because it's like from that event they end up getting pulled over by a cop who then they get arrested because they're both way too fucking high. They go to jail, where the judge is drinking vodka, and because Tommy Chong is having a freaking dehydration attack, he goes up there to drink her water and announces to the whole courtroom it's vodka. And that's the end of that first vignette, basically. It just like cuts to black, and then they're just driving down the road after that.
Yeah, I was very confused because I didn't actually catch where he got the vodka from. I looked away during that part, but that is hilarious now that I know, because I still fucking busted out laughing when he finally got the cup and he drank it, and then he was like, it's fucking vodka!
Yeah, and that's how they avoided prison, was because it was the judge who did it, so their case got tossed.
That's right. And then
it's ridiculous.
All of a sudden, Tommy Chong is this drummer in Pedro's longtime band.
Yeah. I mean, they discover he can drum, so now he is.
That's right.
It's just silly.
Yeah, there's a lot of really silly hijinks with them. Like, there's this whole thing with uniforms. That's like a running joke throughout. Yeah. But like they are in these yellow uniforms that like you might see like a doo-wop group in. And everybody's like, no, I'm not about these, except for 2 guys. And I think it was supposed to be a black joke, but I'm not sure.
I don't even remember this. This whole stuff this is one of the jokes I forget.
Okay. But anyways, later on they have different, like Tommy Chong comes out and the uniform doesn't fit him. And he's like, I can't wear this, man. And they're like, all right, you go take that off. And I think during this time they also get raided, if I'm not mistaken. And what's the cop that keeps on coming after them? Is it Arthur Roberts?
It is Stacy Keach playing Sergeant Stadenko.
Stadenko, that's right. The whole group together they refer to as the Narcs. So Sergeant Stadenko, he has this little group of guys that are just trying to bust drug criminals, right?
Yeah, and they're all inept.
They're all so stupid. Even Stadenko is. But the worst of all, the one that's mostly referred to is Harry, I believe. And at the end of the movie, he's so fed up with Harry at this time that he's like, that's the last time I hire a bald man.
It's really weird. Like, their whole relationship is so kind of goofy. They're all straight edge, you know. Right. There's a moment where it's like they're having a almost like a tea party at Sergeant Stadeko's house, where he's got. Well, I mean, it's not a tea party, but like that's the atmosphere in the room is tea party atmosphere. You know, it's like they got a overview on the wall, you know, projector screen projecting on the wall, like still images, and he's just like flipping through them and teaching them, if you will. And it's just like they're all so, because the juxtaposition, if you will, they're the straight edge, like we don't like the drugs, they're the narcs,
and,
you know?
And then the rest of it is the counterculture. Everybody else is in the counterculture.
And of course it ends with the police all like basically getting to a point where they're like, just smoke the fucking weed, Sergeant Stadeko.
Yeah, he's like, you don't. So okay, all right, we got to talk about this van that they end up taking.
The van.
So they are supposed to go to Mexico and smuggle a van with furniture in it.
Do you remember? Remember? They're not supposed to go to Mexico. They're in Mexico because Cheech's family had a wedding to go to in Tijuana, and they called ICE on themselves so they can get deported back to Tijuana for free.
Yeah, that was a really good joke.
It was just like, because Cheech and Chong are both smoking, and they think the police have come because of the weed. It's just ice. It's okay. I was dying during that scene. I was like, I can't believe this. Like,
oh man.
It's so poorly shot too. It's like they didn't get footage of them, like of Cheech and Chong getting arrested, so they just show the family going onto the bus, and then it's just Cheech and Chong talking in overview because they forgot to get the footage. So it's just like, or that's what I assume, is that they forgot to get the footage.
It's very possible.
Yeah, because the last we see of them, they're in the living room, both hiding, and they're like, "Oh wait, no, it's ice," and then it all just cuts to audio overview. Yeah, and then later they're just on the bus, and it's like, "Oh, they got caught with everybody. We didn't know that they were in hiding last we saw."
But in the meantime, before this happens, the whole town is dry, so they're looking for drugs anyways. And so in exchange for drugs, I think they, or maybe, I think it is exchange for drugs. They're supposed to smuggle this van for his like uncle or something.
Honestly, it was pure luck on their part. They, to get back to United States, they call his uncle, and his uncle says, "Yes, you can use my van." They went to the wrong address, and they just walked into a random store that was going to smuggle this van.
Yeah,
that's made out of weed.
Made out of weed. Even the glass and all the components and the muffler is made out of liquid weed, or I don't remember what the fuck they call it.
Fiber weed.
Fiber weed, yeah. So you could smoke the whole car, and it's supposed to be so concentrated. So they drive this across the border, and they get away with it because they accidentally friend these nuns.
I forgot about the nuns.
We'll leave it at that. And so they...
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's really funny. So then the muffler eventually catches on fire because it's made out of fucking weed. And so they get pulled over, and this officer comes up, but by the time he gets up there, which I think he pulled him over for the muffler smoking, like just for safety
probably
reasons. And he before he gets to the window, he gets super high off the fumes.
I love it too, because it's like he walks up into a pillar of smoke, and you could just see him go, "Whoa,
whoa!" Yeah,
just like, My God.
And he totally forgets what he's doing by the time he gets to the window. And Tommy Chong is in Cheech's lap.
Yeah. Nobody knows why.
I could explain it, but I think it's funnier just at that.
It really is.
And they're like, "Can we help you, officer?" And he's like, "It's a nice day, isn't it?" Something like that. And then he's like, "Hey, can I have a bite of that hot dog?"
Is that a hot dog? Can I have a bite of that? Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And Tom and Chong's like, "Yeah, man, you can have it." It just gives it to him.
Just let us go.
And then when he gets back to the bike, he does like he's like messing with his hands and dancing.
Yeah, he's having a good fucking time, man. And that's all it is, man. It's a good fucking time. I mean, like,
that is what
more is there to say about it?
Well, there's this Battle of the Bands shit that happens.
That's right. I forgot about the Battle of the Bands. They pick up two roadies, two ladies who have their own band, and they talk them into doing a performance. It's just everything happens by pure coincidence.
It's crazy. There's some weird hijinks with those ladies too, and they're shit. What are they?
There's so many different people on this cast.
So many different people, but like the redhead had so many fucking lines that I feel like we should.
Oh, the synopsis does not help me out either. Dang it. I know it's not Ajax Lady.
I think it's Jade East. That she's the redhead, played by Zane Busby, and then
Debbie.
Also Debbie, played by Wally-Ann Wharton.
That sounds good. That sounds good to me.
So, anyways, I just wanted to mention their names because they were in a good portion of the movie, even though they're not necessarily.
Right. I don't even I'm just looking at the cast list and I'm just like, the only names I remember are Stoner Stoner.
Yeah.
And Pedro, and then Sergeant Stadenko. I feel like nobody else got names. Like, everybody was just called Man. Everybody just said Man. Hey, man.
Hey, man. So, yeah, those two characters are in it basically to have innuendos and occasional actual sex with the characters. So,
yeah.
They then make it on stage, and Cheech is in a tutu, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. A great time. It is good stuff.
I won't give away everything that happens, because I thought that scene was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's good. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's it.
There's again in that scene, a mistaken... here, take this, it'll calm you down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, it's the opposite, I think, because I think she gives him...
She gives him an upper because he was falling asleep, or something.
And it turned out to be something that was worse than uppers. It
was like a lewd or something. Yeah.
It's just... Don't take strange drugs, kids. That's what the real lesson is.
That's the lesson of this, exactly.
Weed can be fun. Explore and have a good time. But if a stranger or somebody you don't completely trust offers you drugs, just say no.
Just say no. Dare.
That's the lesson of today's episode. I have personal experience.
Yeah. I have less
The government
experience.
tested on me.
Yeah. I mean, me too. That's fair. But,
yeah.
I mean, I can't really ingest too much things. I do it more for the aesthetic, and it gives me an excuse for the way that I, interact with people.
That's fair. I do it so that the stares of like, is that a green person in a human suit? It's nice. It makes those thoughts go away. Yeah. Takes away that anxiety of being stared at.
Closing statement. I had a good time. Right. I had a good time. I give it a full face. I think that's really it, because it's just a good time. There's no plot really of anything to speak of. I'm excited for next year to watch the next one.
Oh man, it's I give it 2.5 stars. It's a goofy going nowhere kind of film. Yeah. Like it's stupid, but it's fun. Like, I'm laughing the whole time. Again, it literally is just like a high. It has all of the examples of, if you were to Google what is it like being high, it's like, it meets all the criteria. So like, if you don't want to smoke but want to know what it's like, you could just watch this movie and then smoke while watching this movie. Don't do drugs, kids.
Unless it's legal in your state and or region or country.
Or if you just want to explore like a human.
Yes, like a human does. If you feel that you have the right to alter your perception, go for it. Just be careful. Yeah.
Do it with friends.
Yeah. But maybe don't do drugs alone. Do one person sober. That's usually a good idea. And don't mix drugs and alcohol. That's a real one.
Yeah, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs with alcohol.
One or the other. Make a choice, kids. This episode is not making any money.
No, this one might get us demonetized. I don't know. It's the end of the episode. Who knows?
It's fine. To make up for the demonetization, if you enjoyed what you have listened to today, head on down to patreon.com/greenandfaceless. There you will find many beautiful tiers. Merchandise after a few months on each of those tiers. Well, not on each of those tiers, but on some of those tiers. A majority of them. I think you get a lots sticker. Of powers and abilities.
At 5.
You get a sticker. That's right. Yeah. And you get powers.
You do. You get superpowers.
Superpowers. They'll come
that to you. That pertain directly to this podcast.
Indeed. Yes. Yeah. You can become a mutant. A mutant potato.
That's right. All right, now you go off and start budding. Okay.
Okay. Start growing some eyes. That's been the show. I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leone. Have a good observance. Safe travels and good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.